So we're going to give her a moment. Oh my God, yes. Spicy. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio, academic, non-fiction, water sign girlies, iconic sea creatures. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm Ray, what Ray reads. Follow me on Instagram. Yeah, you want to.
Yes, you do.
Follow me. I'm funny.
Sure, Jan.
In a weird mood. Yeah, so we're sitting down again because we're doing another video in the zodiac series, and we're here for my favourite zodiac star sign, Pisces season. And it's my favourite because I'm a Pisces. I'm a water sign, like other girls, because I'm Pisces. Yeah, so we're here for Pisces season, and let's just get it out the way. Pisces is the best sign, and I'm not saying that because I'm biased, because I'm the Pisces. It just is. I don't make the rules. Let me know if you agree with me in the comments. Anyway, let's get into the video because I'm rambling on. So yeah, last month we did Aquarius, but that's over, that's cancelled because now a new queen's in town and her name's Pisces.
Mother has arrived!
And it's her season and it's her moment, so we're going to give her a moment, and I'm giving the book recommendations for Pisces. So Pisces, if you're not familiar, they're known as being the most empathetic sign in the zodiac calendar. It's the last star sign in the zodiac calendar, so it's sort of considered to have a bit of every sign in it, and it's learnt every lesson according to Google. She's also known for being the most emotional sign, and are we surprised? She's a water sign, so you know, she's symbolised by two fish swimming in opposite directions, so are we surprised she's emotional? No! She's in the water. So with that being said, I tried to select a range of books that deal with deep emotions or water themes. I don't even know if I'm speaking in a coherent sentence here. Anyway, let's get into the video. And as usual, I like to just say, this is just my opinion and my interpretation of the star signs. This is just a little bit of fun, something themed and enjoyable to do, and every star sign will get a video. So if you don't agree, keep it to yourself. Just as we did in the previous videos, I'm going to share some facts about Pisces that I found on the World Wide Web. Pisces is from the 19th of February to the 20th of March, and the reason I fall under the Pisces star sign is because my birthday is March 12th. You want to send me a gift? What a loser. Anyway, Pisces, as I mentioned, is the last star sign in the zodiac calendar, or the last constellation, shall I say, and due to that it's considered to have learnt all the lessons in the calendar and the constellations, if you will, making it the best. Obviously she's a water sign, she's emotional, she's deep, she's symbolised by two fish swimming in opposite directions, which is supposed to symbolise the Pisces divided attention between fantasy and reality. Right, there's kids screaming outside. Let these pass, because we're in a video. Yeah, so Pisces is known for living in a fantasy land and being in the head a lot, and that's what the fish are supposed to symbolise. And if you've ever heard of the saying, oh, the head's in the clouds, that's very Pisces. She's probably a Pisces. That's what I'll say to that. It's often said that Pisces are psychic due to their deep and empathetic personalities. They're sensitive and compassionate people, but this can also have a negative spin on it when Pisces can struggle to control their emotions and become emotionally overwhelmed by certain things or moments in their lives. They can be creative, spontaneous, imaginative, and due to being in tune to their emotions, it can lead to Pisces being sensitive or overly so. They're that friend who, you know, you can chat to about anything, they'll lend you an ear, but it might stay with them for a while. Like sometimes I find that, you know, when I read things or watch things or hear things, it stays with me for a long time. I mean, that could be because I'm Pisces or just because of the type of person I am, but that's an example. And a lot of the things that I've read has said that, you know, Pisces are great listeners, but the main thing that we know about Pisces is that she's emotional. She's an emotional girl. She's deep. Also, I'll say the fish that are symbolised in the Pisces symbol is supposed to be koi fish, and koi fish are known a lot in Eastern Asian cultures, and they embody yin and yang, so you know, it's opposites. I just thought that was interesting. So, as usual, we go through some notable people who are Pisces, in case you don't know any. First, we've got Drew Barrymore, and if you've ever seen any of the viral clips of her on a talk show, she's usually always crying or having deep emotional talks with people, and I didn't know she was a Pisces, but now that I know, I'm like, oh my god, yes. We've got Rihanna, Miss Savage Fend to Yourself, Olivia Rodrigo, Millennial. Oh, she's more like Gen Z, isn't she? Gen Z goddess. Elliot Page, Dakota Fanning, one of the Fanning sisters, and Miss Gilmore Girl herself, Lauren Graham.
The sister everybody would want.
So there's just a few Pisces notable people and celebrities that maybe you didn't know that the Pisces, but you do now. And what we've all been waiting for, we're getting into the books. So the first book is a book that I had no choice but to include because of the theme, and that is The Pisces by Melissa Broda. And this is the perfect blend of fantasy and reality. It makes you question if what she's experiencing is real, in that sense of fantasy, not that it's, world building, etc. And obviously the title, I had to include it. And it's told from the point of view of Lucie, who is feeling lost and particularly untethered after a nasty breakup, and she's in graduate school and she's not feeling fulfilled, and she's questioning if this is what she wants to do. And to get away from it all, she goes and lives or house sits for a sister who has this very swanky fancy house in Venice Beach that's right on the beach. And one night, as she's on a walk, she sees someone in the water and a relationship develops between them. And because she's desiring connection and intimacy, she finds a really strong bond with this person. And it turns out he's a merman. She's fallen for a merman. And like I said, it's kind of got like a weird blend between fantasy, life and reality, and you're not sure if she's really experiencing this or not. But either way, it's a unique, I hate that word, it's a very odd and bizarre story, but it's kind of funny at moments and emotional, and at times it can be very spicy. I mean, it's set in water, it's about a man who is also a fish. What more could a Pisces want? You're welcome. The next book, another water themed one, is The Water Cure by Sophie McKintosh. And obviously I'm on the theme of water. We're in those waves. Don't do that again. Thankfully there's no mermen in this one, just a body of water and some isolated young women. And we follow a family, and they have 3 daughters, and they live on an isolated island away from the mainland, and they've been brought up to be told that this is for their own safety and the outside world's dangerous.
No man.
So they're very isolated and they're living in some relative obscurity. They don't have much connection with the regular world, and they've been told that, that's for their benefit.
That's weird.
And then one day the dad goes out to source food, I think, and he doesn't come back, and then 3 men wash up on the island, and it's those 3 men and the women, the 3 sisters and the mother, and their interactions are the first interactions that they've had with people outside the family, and a lot of gendered dynamics start appearing. And their lives are changed in many ways forever. And I really loved this book. It reminded me of the film The Beguiled. It was very eerie, and it had elements of female rage.
Slay Queen Hunty Mama.
And revenge. It had sort of a dystopian feel as well. And obviously toxic masculinity comes in and spoils the party as usual. So if you're interested in those themes, I think Pisces would definitely enjoy these emotional sort of fraught relationships that are set in a sort of feminist dystopian story. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it, and I think it'd be great for Pisces season. Next we've got an emotional roller coaster, and that is Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors. Coco Mellors is one of my favourite contemporary authors. I was blown away by this book. I've only obviously read this book because it's all that she's released, I'm pretty sure. And this is about a couple set in a wonderfully diverse cast of characters in New York, and at the heart of the book is a love story between Cleo and her much older boyfriend of 20 years, I think, called Frank. Leonardo DiCaprio. Frank. and it tells their story of the relationship and how they met at a pivotal moment in their lives whilst they're struggling with addictions and depressions, and how they found each other at a certain moment and they may not be the best suited for each other, but it makes for a very rich story. And the thing I liked a lot about it was that the characters that are in their lives, friends, family, co-workers, they also have chapters from their point of view, and each voice is very unique, and I think Coco Mellors does that really well, and that's what makes it so enriching, the story. And it focuses on the highs and lows of the characters, and it's just very captivating, and you just want to know more about them. Each character could have their own sort of spin-off book, and it really shines a light on mental health and love and loss and youth. And it also sort of focuses on privilege as well, white privilege and financial privilege. But really it's based in a love story. So, you know, you've got all these emotions and dynamic characters throughout the book. And I just think it's a roller coaster that a Pisces would want to go on. So you're welcome. Next, we've got a non-fiction called The Body Keeps the Score, which has been on my TBR cart for ages. And it's a non-fiction book, obviously written by a psychiatrist and author who focuses on how the body responds to trauma. And since Pisces are very emotional and deep wells of emotion, and they hold on to things a lot, and they're very empathic, I think this would be a really interesting read because it explores the body's relationship to trauma and stress and how it impacts and stays within us if it's not resolved. So I think the book, I haven't read it as I mentioned, but I think it gives you information on how your body will respond to traumas and how you can sort of step in and try and not let it harm you further, because, you know, trauma leads to stress and can lead to mental health issues and then further medical issues down the line if it's unresolved. So in order to overcome it, we should really want to resolve it, and that's what is explored in the book. And I think this concept really intriguing, especially for someone who's very deep and emotional like a Pisces, like myself. But yeah, I think it's given water sign, it's given sign me up, it's given academic non-fiction water sign girlies. Then we've got a book that I don't see a lot of people talking about, and that's Sad Janet by Lucie Britsch. How you pronounce her name? But this is kind of falls under their sad girl umbrella of stories, and it's very similar in my eyes to a Tessa Mosfeg who did Eileen and My Year of Rest and Relaxation. You might not have heard of that little known book, My Year of Rest and Relaxation, but that's like the pinnacle of sad girl lit. But I think this one is just as good, but it doesn't have as many people reading it for some reason. And we follow Janet, obviously, who works in a rundown dog shelter, and she's struggling with a mental health, and she has for a while, and it's impacting her job and her relationships, and her family are really worried. So they have an intervention and they try and get her to engage with this new pill that apparently is supposed to help people who are struggling, and it's considered a miracle pill. And it's the Christmas period's coming up, and she wants to sort of just get through the period, so she agrees to see what it's about. And it's a very emotional and deep book dealing with dark subject matter with mental health, but it's very dark humour as well, similar to My Year of Rest and Relaxation, where it's a very serious topic, but it's handling it in sort of a sharp-witted, dark-humoured way, and I think it really handles it well. But it never kind of glosses over what she's going through as not being serious. It just handles it in a very blunt way. And I think for those who are fans of My Year of Rest and Relaxation or a Tessa Mosfeg, this one's for you. So go read it. And then finally, we've got Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby van Pelt. And this is another one that's on my TBR cart, but it's got themes of sea life and water again. So this one is set in an aquarium in America, and it's about a woman who's just lost her husband, and she's cleaning on the night shift in the aquarium, and she befriends a giant Pacific octopus called Marcellus, sorry, and they strike up an unlikely friendship and bond, and I don't know all that much else about it, but it's very intriguing, and it's given emotional arc, overcoming loss, striking up unusual quirky friendships with octopuses, and I'm there. And since, you know, it's Pisces, the fish, the ocean, I'm getting themes of sea, I'm getting themes of iconic sea creatures.
Under the sea.
That's the read. Yeah, I find it very unique to no, we're not allowed to use unique. I find it very odd to focus on that dynamic of how someone can find solace and connection in a animal. Well, we all kind of do with our pets, but you know, an octopus. But you know, they're very intelligent creatures. And speaking of octopuses, if you haven't already, watch the documentary on Netflix, My Octopus Friend. My God, I was in tears. Anyway, I thought we'd end on a sort of more light-hearted book because we were dealing with a lot of emotional stories and battling deep emotions, and this one seems a bit more fun, if I do say so. Here's where I read it, and it's deeply emotional and soul-destroying. But yeah, I'll definitely be reading that one this year, so maybe we should read it together. As I mentioned, a lot of the books that I recommended today were water-themed, deep, emotional, buckets of emotion, if you will say. But yeah, those were the book recommendations for Pisces season. These are all books that I've enjoyed as a fellow Pisces. And if you have any book suggestions for other Pisces, leave them in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't, make sure you're subscribed. Click the bell notification so you get notified when I post videos, usually every Sunday. Like, comment, and did I say subscribe? Subscribe. The next sign we're going to be doing, if I'm correct, is Aries. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Why do I always sing bye? Bye.